Hello, hello, hello. This is testing for the YouTube live streaming purpose. Arun, can you hear me? Am I audible? I am Dr. V.V. Sumant Kumar, working as a senior scientist with the Academy and one of the program director for 111th Foundation course for Agriculture Research Service. On behalf of leadership of Indian Council of Agriculture Research and on behalf of leadership of National Academy for Agriculture Research Management, I welcome you all for the inaugural event of 111th Foundation course for Agriculture Research Service. I profusely welcome our chief guest, Honorable Professor Ratanlal Ji, who is the World Food Prize winner for the year 2020 from Ohio State University, United States of America. Thank you very much, sir, for agreeing our request and accepting the. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So I welcome Honorable Deputy Director General for NAARM at ICR, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary Ji, Honorable Deputy Director General for Education at ICR, Dr. R.C. Agarwal Ji, Honorable Director of the Academy, Dr. C.S. Srinivas Rao Ji, Honorable Joint Director of the Academy, Dr. S.K. Swam Ji, Senior Faculty of the Academy, Admin Finance Support, Temporary Research Staff of the Academy, PGDMA students, and most importantly, the newly joined professionals, newly joined colleagues at the ICR and the Academy. That is 37 participants of 37 participants of the foundation course at the Academy. This is very important day for you as you are starting your new career, and congratulations for joining this service where you can create a great impact because 70% of Indian agriculture is dependent on agriculture directly or indirectly. So it's really overwhelming to see many young scientists with different domains in this auditorium. You will be with us for next 4 months as a part of this foundation course in this beautiful campus, which is totally residential. Thank you so much for joining us, and I once again congratulate you, all of you, for joining this service in service of smallholder farmers of India. Now I request Dr. Balakrishnan, Program Director of the Foundation course, to give his welcome address and start the program.
Thank you, Dr. Sumant. Good evening to all. Honorable Chief Guest today, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary, Deputy Director General, NRM, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, G, DDG Education, and Director NAARM, Joint Director, Faculty and Officers, and 111th FOCARS Preparationers. I extend warm welcome to 111th FOCARS inaugural function. At the outset, I would like to welcome the Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Ratan Lal, World Food Prize winner 2020, Ohio State University, USA, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest and deliver the inaugural address for our young scientist professionals. On behalf of NAARM Director NAARM, and my own behalf, I welcome you, sir. And I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. S.K. Chaudhary, Deputy Director General, NRM, ICAR New Delhi, for gracing this occasion as a guest of honor. Your presence today in this meeting has immensely enhanced its importance. We are really grateful to you, sir, to deliver your valuable address to the participants. I welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our Dr. R.C. Agarwal, Deputy Director General Education, ICAR New Delhi, for gracing this occasion as the guest of honor. Sir, your encouragement and support to all the activities at NAARM means a lot to us. I welcome you, sir. We take this opportunity to welcome our beloved director, Dr. C.H. Srinivas Rao Garu. He has been a constant source of inspiration and encouragement to execute this training program in various part of this program. I welcome you, sir. We would like to welcome our Joint Director, Dr. S.K. Som, for his constant support and help to organize the training program. I welcome you, sir. We also welcome all the head of the departments and faculties, officers, and staff of NAARM, and for in the inaugural sessions. We also welcome all the guests and dignitaries who have joined this program virtually in Zoom and YouTube links. We welcome the participants of 111th FOCARS scientist professionals who have come from various parts of India to be with us for the next 3 months. I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. M. Balakrishnan, for your welcome address. Now I request Joint Director of the Academy, Dr. S.K. Somji, to give his welcome address and speak about the Academy and the foundation course. Thank you.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर सुमन। आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि परम आदरणीय प्रोफेसर रतनलाल जी, सम्माननीय अतिथि हमारे प्रिय डॉक्टर आर.सी. अग्रवाल साहब, द डीडीजी एजुकेशन, हमारे मित्र परम आदरणीय डॉक्टर एस.के. चौधरी साहब, डीडीजी एनआरएम, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट के निदेशक सम्माननीय डॉक्टर सी.एस. श्रीनिवास राव जी, इस प्रोग्राम के कोऑर्डिनेटर्स डॉक्टर बालाकृष्णन, डॉक्टर पी कृष्णन, डॉक्टर वी समंत कुमार, HODs of the institute, faculty members of the institute, officers and staff. I also see the directors of other institutes, Dr. Mathur ji, Dr. Srivastav साहब, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से जुड़े हुए लोग जो रिटायर हो गए हैं, डॉक्टर कृष्णन साहब, आई सी डॉक्टर कृष्णन, और हमारे प्रिय मित्र, younger colleagues, all the FOCARS probationers. I, on the behalf of the NAARM family, निदेशक नारम की तरफ से, मेरी अपनी तरफ से आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। And I take this opportunity to speak very briefly about the academy and about this program particularly. Sir, this program is a 111 FOCARS. The first FOCARS was happened in 1976. This academy is the vision of Professor M.S. Swaminathan, and it came into functioning in 1976, primarily with the purpose of training the young recruits of the agriculture research service. Afterwards, other programs were also started for the capacity building initiatives of middle level scientists, senior level scientists, and then finally culminated into the executive development program of the newly selected directors also. So, sir, now newly selected scientists, newly selected heads of the divisions, newly selected RMP position, they come for different kinds of trainings at the academy. Now, in the very recent efforts with our Honorable Director, Dr. C.H. Srinivasa Garu, the academy has been given the responsibility of the think tank, and lot of innovations and changes have been done at various levels, not only physical level, but also looking to the cadre strength of various scientific level, technical level, and others also. During 2008, a new initiative was taken up, and this was to bring into fold the academic programs too. And the PG diploma in agriculture, PG diploma, 2-year PG diploma in management in agriculture was started. Till now, more than 400 graduates have completed the course, and now they are our strength in the industry. At present, the 12th batch is going on. It's a program approved by the All India Council of Technical Education, and now this program is known as Postgraduate Diploma in Management in Agribusiness Management. This program has helped a lot to the academy to bring the industry also into the fold. And now our alumni is there in the industry also. And many of them have become quite senior too now, because now the course is 11-year-old. Then for the information of our chief guest, sir, we started our efforts in the agripreneurship also. PG diploma was the one which is giving staff, officers to the industry, and then development of the entrepreneurship. A Section 8 company was registered. This is known as IDEA. It's a technology business incubator of NAARM. And sir, this is working very nicely. Around 48 companies have graduated from this as an incubator. Slowly, our TBI also graduated. And now it is not only the incubator, but now it is the accelerator. And we have got a huge amount of funding from various departments of government, like Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, and this year we got a big funding from NABARD also. And sir, last year, this technology business incubator was given the first prize by the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology of this country in presence of the Honorable President of India. And our director received that particular prize. Since last 3-4 years, the Academy is getting several ICR awards. In fact, this year Academy has got 4 ICR awards. And SSS means that skill support staff and administration award continuously the Academy is getting since last 3 years, while this award is only single award of ICR. And this is all because of the able guidance and the leadership of our present director. Sir, now I come to the little bit about the foundation course for agriculture research service. Sir, this course has 3 phases at NAARM. When they join, they will be here and passing out different kind of courses in theory and practicals. And mostly in this phase of more than 1 month, they'll be learning scientific writing. In fact, our present Honorable Director General of ICR has been giving a lot of emphasis on science communication, then project management, then writing research papers and research proposals, intellectual property management, technology management, different principles of project management, team building, motivation, group work, personality development, and participatory role appraisal. And in addition to that, the national and global scenario in agriculture and allied sectors. These are the main areas of learning and understanding in this phase. And for the information of this house, the main purpose of this course, the FOCARS, is to impart in them a necessary knowledge and relevant skills so that they become a very good agriculture scientist, because this is a conversion phase for them. They are coming from studies to profession, a very noble profession. And second is that we want to instill them a right perception and also bring attitudinal changes so that to face not only the contemporary challenges, but also bring high efficiency of work in them. So these are the 2 basic mottos while imparting the trainees, different kind of attitude and perceptions and knowledge, etc. After phase 1 is over, then the emphasis is given for a field experience training. And sir, we make them into groups, 5 to 6 people in each group, and they are associated with the Krishi Vigyana Kendra in different places in the country, and they work there. They understand the rural scenario, they understand the problems of the farmers, they get to know what is farming, what is farmer, and they live with them. They learn with them. But sir, unfortunately, this time situation is different. We pray God that by the time they are ready for the FET, everything set right so that they go to villages. After FET, the field experience training of 21 days, they submit the report, they come back to NAARM, and then there's a short phase of phase 3. And in this phase, we emphasize more on the understanding of the administrative and financial things, different kind of innovations in governance in ICR. We give them a lot of opportunity of interaction with the senior people, like senior management people, like various deputy director generals, other experts, the people, those who have won different kind of awards, etc. After phase 3, sir, they are posted to various institutes as a scientist, but they remain on training there also. And in that institute, for 1 month, it is an orientation training for them. They are associated with a different kind of scientists, senior level scientists, and they understand about the crop, the research being done in those areas, etc. And then from there, they are posted to professional attachment training for 3 months. This is known as PAT, professional attachment training. And for PAT, for 3 months, there is no limitation that they have to be only in ICR institutes. They can go to other CACR institutes or other research institutes, even private companies, or to international institutes like that, so that they understand better the research and how to conduct the science and what are the challenges in this particular areas. So this is about the FOCARS, what they do here. And sir, for the information of this house, more than 70% sessions are the practical sessions. Different kind of practicals, intellectual property, patent search, or the project management, project development, participatory role appraisal, team building, and so many practicals are there. More than 70% are the practicals, and enough opportunity for the senior management people so that they understand more. This FOCARS, sir, 111th FOCARS, it's a small batch. Only 37 people are there, young probationers, and out of these 17 are the girls. Though it is a small but very diverse group. They are coming from 17 states from this country. And also they represent 15 disciplines. And it's a matter of great happiness to all of us that there is a candidate from Ladakh also, which is a recently made UT. And sir, for the information of this house and to our Honorable Deputy Director Generals, sir, till now, 6,700, in fact, exactly speaking, 6,667 probationers of ARS have been trained by the Academy. I, from my own side, from the NAARM family, again congratulate all the probationers that they are selected to a wonderful service, a noble cause. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inspirational message. Thank you so much. Now we'll have introduction of the probationers belonging to the 111th FOCAS. What we can do is I will read out the names which are in alphabetical manner. After reading the name, you can introduce yourself. Yeah.
Good evening. You? Good evening to all of you. Good evening to all of you. I am Abhishek Patel. I belong to MP and I am selected in Land and Water Management Engineering stream of this scientist selection. I did my MTech from IIT Kharagpur and currently I was doing PhD at ICAR-CIE Bhopal, which is a outreach program of IR New Delhi. And my hobbies are painting and playing cricket. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Avinash Das. I did my MSc from IRI, sir, Discipline Soil Science. I did my PhD from that institute. I recently joined here as ARS professor. My hobbies are to playing games and watch Hollywood movies and series. Thank you.
I think Mike, you can keep little away from your mouth.
Sir, I'm Markant. I am from Uttarakhand, and I did my MSc from Indian Agricultural Research Institute in genetic discipline, and then I have PhD from same institute. And my hobbies are playing cricket, tennis, and watching movies.
My name is Muhammad Yasin. I am from West Bengal. I completed my master's degree in agricultural statistics from ICAR-NAARM and PhD from chemistry. And my hobbies are playing cricket.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. I am Lavanya AK. I'm from Mangalore district of Karnataka state. I have completed my master's and PhD from the Premier Institute, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. And I'm happy to say that I have joined here as scientist on probation in the microbiology stream. Thank you. And my hobbies are singing, dancing. Thank you.
Hello, respected dignitaries on the desk and off the desk. Good evening to all of you. My name is Kaushik Banerjee. I am from West Bengal. I did my graduation from the PCKV and I have done my MSc and PhD from IIRI in New Delhi. Currently, I have been selected as an ARS candidate in the discipline of agricultural meteorology, and my hobby is to play cricket. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Rohan Sarkar. I am from West Bengal. I have done my MSc in the Division of Agricultural Chemicals from IIRI New Delhi, and I have done my PhD from that division also. And my hobby is watching films, listening music. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandeep Kumar, and I am from Ludhiana, Punjab. I have completed my graduation from PAU Ludhiana, post-graduation from IRI New Delhi, and I am in discipline of plant biochemistry. My hobbies are bird watching and trekking.
Respected good afternoon to all. My name is Shannon and Samma, and I'm from Meghalaya. I've completed my PhD in the Division of Agriculture Chemicals, and I've been selected as scientist in the same discipline. My hobbies are cooking and reading novels. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Munnatta. I am from Tripura. I have completed my BSc from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, MSc from Assam Agriculture University, Jorhat, and PhD from Uttar Banga Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, West Bengal. And my hobbies is reading books and playing cricket. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am Vishal Dinkar. I am from Varanasi, UP. I did my BSc Agriculture from BHU Varanasi. Then I did my MSc Agriculture in Genetics and Plant Breeding from GV Pant University of Agriculture and Technology. Then I did my coursework and research work of PhD from IRI New Delhi, and still it is pending. And as far as my hobbies are concerned, I like powerlifting, playing outdoor games and indoor games like snooker. Thank you.
Sir. My name is belong to Rajasthan. Belong to Jaipur district, Rajasthan. I did my undergraduate from the Inaugural Agriculture. I completed my MSc PhD from the Division of Agriculture Chemical ICAR-NAARM. I am happy to share I joined the Division of Agriculture Chemical here, FOCARS Technical 1. Thank you.
Good evening to all. My name is Chanchuk Lamu. I am from Ladakh. I did my undergraduation from JNKV Jabalpur and post-graduation from JB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Bandhavgarh. And I am pursuing a PhD from ICAR-CAI Bhopal. And I have joined FOCARS 111 as a professional scientist in agriculture, structure, and process engineering. And my hobbies are traveling and cooking.
Good evening to everyone. I am Brijesh Yadav from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I did my MSc and PhD from Division of Agricultural Physics, ICAR, New Delhi. Now I have joined ARS in the discipline of soil science, and my hobby is playing badminton. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Neetu Mohan. I'm from Kerala. I have done my graduation from MPKV Rahuri and post-graduation from UAS Bengaluru. Currently, I'm pursuing PhD from IRI New Delhi and I took a temporary leave from there. I have cleared ARS in genetics and plant breeding. My hobbies are reading, traveling, and listening to music. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Nidhi Sharma. I'm from district Bandi, Himachal Pradesh. I got selected under the discipline agroforestry. My graduation is in forestry honor from Dr. Yashwant Singh Parmar University of Horticulture and Forestry, Solan. Then I did my master's in discipline agroforestry from JB Pant University. And then again, I did my PhD from UHF Nani. I'm still going on. My hobbies is reading and playing sports.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Pradesh Srivastava from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. I completed my both bachelor's and master's degree from JNTU Jabalpur. Currently, I am pursuing my PhD IIT Kharagpur in Farm Machine and Power Engineering. Took the temporary from IIT Kharagpur to join the 111 FOCARS. And my hobbies are playing volleyball, cricket. I also like to travel. Thank you.
Good evening to respected one and all. I am Sudhakar. I am from Kola district of Karnataka and I am here in the division of soil science. I done my undergraduation and post-graduation from US Bangalore and I done my PhD from PJTSAU. And my hobbies are playing cricket, badminton, and I love cooking and also traveling. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Soumya Sharma. I have completed my BSc Agriculture from Banaras Hindu University. Then I did master's degree in bioinformatics from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. And I'm continuing my PhD from the same institute in the same discipline and have joined here as a scientist on probation, FOCARS 1. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. Myself, Hirdawat Ajay Kumar from Adilabad district, Telangana. I did my BTech from Professor Jaishankar, Telangana State Agriculture University. Master from GB Pant University. I'm in the discipline of land and water management.
Good evening, everyone. I am Nitika Dash. I am from West Bengal. I have completed my BSc in Agriculture from BCAV West Bengal. After that, I have done my MSc in Bioinformatics from IARI, New Delhi. And currently, I am continuing PhD in the same discipline from IRI. And now I have joined ARS in the discipline of Bioinformatics. And my hobby is listening. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am Rahul Misra from Uttar Pradesh. I did my graduation from Banaras Hindu University and post-graduation in Division of Soil Science and Agriculture Chemistry from IRI New Delhi and PhD in same division, selected in ARS in Soil Science. And my hobby is to play badminton and write poem, a little bit of poem in Hindi. Thank you.
Good evening, all. My name is Punit Kumar. I am from Jammu and Kashmir. I completed my graduation from US Bangalore and masters from IIR New Delhi. Before joining here, I was doing PhD in CI Bhopal, and I got selected in ARS in division Agriculture Structure and Process Engineering.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Hitesh Pizarnia. I am from Rajasthan. I have done my BTech from Junagadh Agriculture University, then MTech and PhD from Indian Agriculture Research Institute. I have joined ARS in the discipline of farm machinery and power engineering. My hobbies are doing nature conservation activities like snake rescuing, bird watching, and I also have interest in doing theatrical acts like skit and mime. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamaluddin. belong to the Malappuram district of Kerala. I have got selected in the discipline of agricultural economics. I did my undergraduation from Kerala Agricultural University, masters from University of Agricultural Sciences, Dharwad, and enrolled in Indian Agricultural Research Institute for my doctoral program. Now I took relief to join the service. Regarding my hobbies, I do play football and badminton. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all. My name is Khushbu Rani. I am from Ranchi, Jharkhand. I have done my undergraduation from Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology, Bhubaneswar, and thereafter I have pursued my MSc and PhD from Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. And currently I have joined ARS in the discipline of soil sciences. My hobbies are singing and traveling. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, my name is Vikas Prahatkar. I did my BTech from College of Agriculture in Bapatla, Acharya Engineering Agriculture University. And I did my master's from IIT Kharagpur in a specialization of machinery and power. And my hobbies are watching movies and playing games. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am Tripuvan from Hasan district of Karnataka. I did my graduation from University of Agriculture Sciences, Bengaluru, and then I did my MSc from IRI, Jharkhand, and then PhD from IRI in New Delhi, and presently selected as scientist in the division of genetics and plant breeding. And regarding my hobbies, I like to read novels, play badminton, and go on long drive on bikes. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shweta Bichla and I'm from Himachal Pradesh. I have done my BSc from CSHPKB Palampur. I have done my master's from ICAR-NAARM Karnal and was continuing my PhD there only. And my hobbies are cooking and watching movies.
Good evening to one and all. My name is Sneha Murmu and I am from Jharkhand. I did my undergraduation from Bihar Agricultural University, Sabha, Bhagalpur. Then I did MSc in Bioinformatics from ISRI. Then I joined PhD program in the same discipline from the same institute. But currently I have taken relief and I like dancing. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable dignitaries and distinguished scientists. I am Sonaka Ghosh. I am from Odisha. I have completed BSc Agriculture from Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology, Bhubaneswar. Then I completed MSc in the discipline of agronomy from Anand Agricultural University, Gujarat. Then I pursued PhD from Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. I got selected in ARS in the discipline of agronomy and my hobby is singing. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Namrata Lashkar. I am from West Bengal. I have done my MSc from Division of Agricultural Chemicals, IARI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. And currently, I have taken relief from my PhD program. And my hobbies are listening music and singing also.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Martina Pukhrambam from Manipur. I did my UG from College of Veterinary Sciences and Animal Husbandry, Mizoram, and I did my master's from IVRI Bareilly in Animal Genetics and Breeding, and currently I'm pursuing my PhD at MDRI in Animal Genetics and Breeding, and my hobby includes arts and crafts and watching food and travel videos.
Good evening to respected one and all. I am Manisha Ragdae. I belong to Maharashtra state. I did my BTech from Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit Rahuri. I did my MTech in renewable energy from Balasaheb Sawant Kokun Krishi Vidyapit Dapoli, Maharashtra. I am pursuing my PhD from ICAR-CI Bhopal as an outreach program of IRI New Delhi. And I have joined ARS in the discipline of farm machinery and power. And my hobbies are cooking foods and reading novels. Thank you.
A refreshing evening to the respected dignitaries and dear colleagues. I am Aneet Kaur, ARS selectee in the discipline of animal genetics and breeding. I belong to the beautiful city of Temples, Jammu, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. I pursued my bachelor's in veterinary science and animal husbandry from Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Jammu. Afterwards, I pursued my master's in animal genetics and breeding from National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal. Recently, I have finished my PhD from the same institute. I'm an avid reader. I love reading and writing. Thank you.
Respected seniors and dear colleagues, my name is Bharti Pandey. I am from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. I did my PhD from BITS Ranchi and have been selected in the discipline of bioinformatics in ARS. And my hobbies are traveling, listening, and singing. Thank you.
A very good evening to one and all. I'm Vishwadit Sen. I completed my master's from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. I joined this FOCARS as a professional in agricultural economics, and my hobby is watching movies and reading books. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Now I request guest of honor and Honorable Deputy Director General for NRM at ICAR, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary Saab, to address the audience. Now I request, we'll move forward. Now I'll request guest of honor and Honorable Deputy Director General for Education at ICAR, Dr. R.C. Agarwal Sahab, to address the audience. I think.
Okay. Dr. Chaudhary Sahab nahi aaye kya?
I think he just joined, sir.
Achha, okay. So welcome, Dr. Chaudhary.
Just
welcome, sir. So you can, I think.
Yeah. Welcome you, sir. Welcome guest of honor of today's event and Honorable Deputy Director General for NRM at ICAR, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary Saab. Welcome to this program. We request you, sir, to address the young probationers at the Academy. Thank you so much. Sir, there are little introduction about the probationers, sir. We have around 37 young scientists at the Academy from 17 states and 15 disciplines. So they just lead the ARS examination, joined this Academy today. Today is the first day of their career. Request you to kindly address the probationers, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, can you hear us? Chaudhary Saab?
Yes.
Please address the audio kindly. I request you to kindly address the probationers, sir.
अच्छा.
We can hear you, sir.
अच्छा. And वो सारे join कर चुके हैं हमारे.
Everyone is in the call, sir. In the auditorium.
Okay. And where is Dr. C.S. Srinivas Rao? I am unable to find him. Dr. Srinivas Rao is not there.
No, in fact, Dr. Chaudhary, they are not joining by name. So they are sitting in a group, so you will not find the name.
Correct.
That is it.
And what about Dr. Ratan Lal?
I'm here.
Oh, sir, namaste.
I'm here also.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot for the invite. And it is very nice to join this group. And as I told Dr. Srinivas Rao, I'll be joining a little late. So I was held up somewhere. Deputy Director General Education, Dr. R.C. Agarwal ji, Dr. C.S. Srinivas Rao, and the esteemed great soil scientist of the world and the World Food Prize laureate, Dr. Ratan Lal ji. We really always get inspired with your presence. And I think these probationers, the 111th batch of ARS, and these probationers are here, and they are very lucky that right on the day one, they will be blessed by Dr. Ratan Lal, and probably this moment will be remembered throughout their life, and they will keep this in memory, and they will be able to understand over the period of time that what Dr. Ratan Lal is and what for he is renowned, and how great they are, that they are getting an opportunity right on the day one, and they are going to be blessed by a great laureate. Dear colleagues, the day one in NAARM is really a memorable day in the lifetime of any scientist of ICAR. And anybody, whether he's DDG or DG or ADG, whosoever, he comes and addresses the probationers, he feels that he is there right in his day one. So NAARM is always there in the backdrop, and everybody is so excited about NAARM training. And this NAARM days only drive our spirit all across the career, and we every day feel enthusiastic remembering our NAARM days. And anytime, whatever post you hold, if the same batchmate or colleagues at that time, if you meet any of them, you feel very, very enthusiastic. आपका दिल बिल्कुल भर जाता है, and you feel very zealful, and you always reach to those days which we spent together in NAARM. So that way, you are beginning your career from NAARM, and here you will be spending a considerable time as a probationer, and also during different phases of your field experience training and all. So those will be very remembered days. And please take this opportunity and get maximum out of this academy, because this academy is mother to all ARS scientists. Why I say so? Because most of these sanskars are given by this academy. And if compare any agriculture scientists in this country, the only difference between ARS and non-ARS scientists is that the sanskars given by NAARM makes all difference, and that really brings so much difference in whole career, that your process of thinking, your process of mixing, your behavior, your emotion, everything is get influenced by NAARM training. And that's why these 5-6 months in your career will be the golden period of your life, the professional life, and the kind of lessons you will be given here on all aspects of management, research management. Small things they will teach you, and these things will be there in your memory all through, and your thinking process will be completely changed. And mark my words, you prepare a brief note today, and then after 5-6 months, compare that note with your own behavior, your own way of thinking, you will feel the difference. And again, after 10 years, you open the same phase, you will feel the difference. And at the end of the career, and on the day of retirement, you open again that note, and you will feel the difference. This is what we were told that time. And now, every 10 years, myself, which notes I have prepared that time, I'm watching and comparing, and I'm feeling the difference. And this is only because the considerable time we spent there. All our teacher that time, Dr. Ramarao, still I'm looking here, he's present in this gathering. But that time, many more people were, Dr. Ramarao was quite young, but other people, very senior people, many of them, they are no more. But they have really shaped our career, our thinking process, and all what I said, sanskar, all research management sanskars are given by this academy. So you are fortunate enough, and all of us, the ARS service scientists, all of us, we are fortunate enough that we belong to ICAR. Keep this belongingness live all through your career. Such a wonderful organization, ICAR, and all through the organization will nurture you. You give your best to the organization, and mark my word, this organization will give you the best always, whatever you deserve. And don't be after small things. Don't be after your posting, your place, your parental house, and all these things. These are very small things. And start thinking in broad perspective. If you don't start thinking right now, NAARM will automatically teach you in a course of time, for 5 months' time. So I really feel that all the probationers of this 111th batch, they will be shining stars of tomorrow, and they will help this academy to strive through all types of periods, whether good period, bad period, difficult period, stormy periods, because ICAR has seen everything in so many 8-9 decades. So please do your best and get the best from this academy, and wonderful people around, the director, the joint directors, all the faculties, and you are blessed with people who are staying in Hyderabad, and they were the former faculty of this academy. And many a times you'll find they come and they take the classes and they deliver very good lectures. And not only the academy and academic lectures, but you will be immensely benefited by their experiences as well. So all experienced people will be there around you, and try to get maximum of that. Once again, at this moment of time, at this juncture, I wish you all the best. And once again, I would say that you are very, very lucky people that on day one, Dr. Ratan Lal, a personality, is there who will be blessing you, and you will be starting your career with his blessings. Certainly, you will also reach to a point that will be distinct in your career and in the careers of your colleagues. So with these words, I wish you all the very best, and God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the message, sir, and enlightening the outcome of the foundation course of the academy. Thank you so much for that one. Now I request guest of the honor and Honorable Deputy Director General for Education at ICAR, Dr. R.C. Agarwal Saab, to address the audience professionals. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Suman. Thanks to Director of the Institute, this important institute, National Institute, Dr. Srinivas. Most Honorable Dr. Ratan Lalji, this is my second meeting with him. The first one was at PAU, though both are virtual meetings. And we would love to have his blessings through some physical meeting. Let us see when we can get that opportunity. Our colleague from headquarters, respected Dr. Chaudhary Saab, all the esteemed guests, I see many directors present here. I think Dr. O.P. Yadav is there, Dr. Srivastav is there, many directors are there. The senior faculty of this institute, all dear colleagues present for this function, and most importantly, the fellow professionals who are coming to this institute to fulfill their dreams. It's really a very important day, as Dr. Chaudhary has rightly told, in any scientist's life, to always remember, always cherish the time you spent at this academy, because you have all the facilities in this academy, and more importantly, the kind of interaction you will have with the faculty, the kind of friendship you will develop with your colleagues, the kind of interaction you will have with your colleagues. I think that is unparalleled. I always say that you learn more outside the classroom. In the school education also we have seen, we learn a lot of things in our house with our friends. So that kind of environment, once you are here, after the classes are over, you are in the hostel, you are in the common room, you are going together for some excursion trip. So you will have a lot of opportunities to learn. So please really make it as a true foundation. It is really a true foundation, because once you have the strong foundation, you will be an asset for this council. You will be an asset for this entire agricultural research system. You will be an asset for this nation, great nation. So please take advantage of all this. As it is often told, a successful man is one who can lay a good foundation with the bricks others have thrown at you. So anything comes, not only here, always in life also, you remember, if anybody is throwing any brick on you, you have to just use it in your foundation, make your foundation very strong, and that is what you have to learn here in this academy. Friends, the another important thing here is that the number of this training program, as it was told by Dr. Suman, this is 111 at training, 111th training program. So you are lucky to be part of this 111th training program. And each number in this 111, though the numbers are repeated, has an important. Each number, one, is very important number. Everybody wants to be at number 1. Okay, so the first number 1 is very important. It is assertiveness, independence, and the uniqueness of the first number. And if you combine both, then 11 has another beauty. So the number 11 again signifies the high energy, inspiration, intuitiveness, self-experience, many things you know better than me. But if you combine the 3 ones, then it is the ultimate, 111. It is to tell you, be aware of your thoughts and ideas, and you should monitor your thoughts and ideas if you are having this triple one. And this triple one is really the gate of opportunity which are open for you. So it is really a lucky day in many aspects. You are in one of the premier institute. You are attending the 111th foundation course. So really a day to cherish. And that too in a time when we are not able to physically meet each other. So that's my compliments to Dr. Srinivas, my compliments to the course coordinator, and to everybody who are present today in this important program. Friends, because I'm dealing with the agriculture education in ICAR, so I'll just tell you something that why this foundation course is important, and what our government, what our policy makers are thinking now to develop. As you know, everybody knows what is the new education policy which has come. So there also we talk for the holistic approach. Holistic approach. That means all around. Like I think none of the participants today, none of the professionals today, I could find who has not narrated and who has not informed the hobbies and wide variation in the hobbies. And that is what now the government is looking for. It is not only the academic education, it is the total education which the government is now talking about. What is total education? When you just talk of the education, as you know, of the a famous quote by Mark Twain, and he says that I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. So education daily, every time, every moment, you keep learning. So that is what here, I think that is the best platform where you will keep learning every moment from every colleague, from every faculty, from every surrounding. I think it's a great learning. The kind of facilities Dr. Srinivas has developed for the sports, for the recreation, even for the religious purpose, you have a big temple there. Okay, so every kind of thing you can learn. So for that point of view also, this becomes very important. We have to just think for the ICR. Now there are a lot of challenges in ICR. Everybody knows what are the challenges, and those challenges are to get more from the less for the more persons. As Professor Ratanlal, I think you are lucky that you are attending this workshop, this Foundation Day inaugural program under his leadership. And I can tell you, out of this 37%, there may be many Ratanlals who are sitting. If you make your foundation strong, you can be also one of the winner of the food laureate. You can become one of the food laureate, one of the World Food Prize winner. So let us prepare in such a way that you focus more on the work, not career will come automatically. Don't make career as your key point. Career is the byproduct. If you work hard, if you just keep in mind the things which are there, the targets are there, then as a byproduct, the things will follow you, the awards will follow you, the career will follow you, the people will follow you. So that's what you have to keep the motto. So that's what now we are talking for the demand-driven research. We are always talking that what is the demand of the system, not what is my expertise. As you know, the famous case of P.C. Mahalanobis. P.C. Mahalanobis was a great physicist, but you know, he was a great statistician, great economist. From physics he turned to economics and then to statistics. One of the greatest statisticians India has produced is not India, the world has produced, was Dr. P.C. Mahalanobis. So that is the education. So the demand that time was the Bengal famine. He got more interest in that, how to collect the data, how to analyze the data and other things. So that's what now we have to see. The education is one part. Now what is the demand? Accordingly, we have to deliver for the nation. We have to deliver for the system. We have to deliver for the people of the nation, whatever is required. So that will really come as an asset once you are in this NARS system. And it's a unique opportunity which all of you have got through this exam, ARS exam. Now learning has no ending. Now you see even through this online mode we are learning, and people say there is a data, they say that 70% people learn through mobile, 69% through social media, and classroom is only 55%. But if you see the blended learning, that is the figure is 95%. So we have to go for the blended learning. It's not only individual any kind of thing. So that also please keep in mind that how you have to learn more and more, whether you go for the micro learning, whether you go for the curated learning, or you go for the immersive learning, whatever you opt for. Those are the new technologies now coming out. So we have to always go not only for the research, but also for educating others. The new education policy says, and maybe all ICAR institutes will be involved in the education also. That's what we have to increase the gross enrollment ratio. And there you have to also come out with the new ideas. You have to come out with new kind of research problems so that you can help the students for the education purpose also. So that's really something great we can cherish upon. And why such things are important, let me also just add. Again, there is a data from the Carnegie Foundation, and it says that the technical and knowledge accounts for only the 15% of the reason an individual gets a job. Only 15%. And to keep you in the job and advances in that job, only 15%. But 85% of the job success is based on the individual's professional and pupil skills, which you are going to develop in the NAARM. Pupil skills, you must have not learned till now, but now you will learn during this foundation course, what are the pupil skills, what are the professional skills, which are this is the world data, which are responsible for the 85% of the job success. So for that, really this platform is unique, is very important. And you must keep in mind also, there is a book by Robert Bolton, Pupil's Skill, which reports that 80% of the people who fail at work do not fail due to their lack of technical skills. You see any private sector also. So they do not fail due to technical skills, 80% of these people, but rather because of their inability to relate well with others. So we have to just learn how to connect with others. So that is also one of the key strength of this institute, which they are going to impart with you. How to connect with people, how to have a congenial atmosphere in your workplace, how to respect each other, how to respect women, how to respect other bigger sections. So all those things which are inbuilt, which are required for our country, will be just taught in this training program, in this foundation course. And that's what I'm saying, that this foundation is going to make your career, your dreams come true. Really take advantage of each day, take advantage of the presence of all the faculty, take advantage of all the guest lectures, and make your dream, again I say, make your dreams come true through a lot of things. I again congratulate Dr. Srinivas. I thank Dr. Ratan Lalji. I thank Dr. Chaudhary for being here and giving me this opportunity. I wish all the professionals a good luck, a good foundation course, and a good future ahead. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the great message, sir, which is truly holistic. Thanks also for indicating the specialty of the current foundation course. One is the number, that is 111. The second one is that is happening in the current challenging times. These are the two specialties. Thank you so much for that one. Now I request, before hearing from the chief guest, now I request Honorable Director of the Academy, Dr. C. Srinivas Rao ji, to introduce the chief guest to the audience.
and very lucky to have. Whenever I personally feel him, see him, it is a God blessing occasion. Recently, sir, I met sir suddenly when global climate change negotiations were there in the Spain. I just saw him. He was attending only one day, half day he attended in the Spain meeting. And in fact, we did not have communication. It was a great seeing you, sir, at the Spain, Madrid for global climate change negotiations on soil spot. In fact, he is the one of the NRM scientists who linked that soils linked with the food security. That's why he won the World Food Prize 2020. But I will read some of his biodata with kind permission by Professor Ratan Lal. Dr. Lal serves as a distinguished university professor of soil science and founder director of Carbon Management and Sequestration Center at the Ohio State University, USA. He is a humble beginning as a growing small subsistence, I'll not take that word, from India and basically from Pakistan before partition. His determination to learn and succeed in school propelled him to become one of the world's foremost soil scientists, as Dr. Chaudhary was telling. His pioneering research on the restoration of soil health in Africa, Asia, Latin America led to the revelations that impacted agricultural yields, natural resource conservation, and climate change mitigation. The agricultural practices Professor Lal advocated are now at the heart of the efforts to improve the agriculture systems in the tropical and globally. I have gathered a lot of information, but I will just have keywords. In fact, in 1970s, Professor Lal worked at International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Nigeria. Sir knows around 15 years back, I was selected for the same position what Professor Ratanlal was handling long back in 1970s. Even 10 years, 10, 12, 13 years back, after coming out of airport, I felt that where I came, what for I came, nothing was there. No electricity in the airport. And so many challenges even now. But imagine during 1970, Professor Lal worked there in that country. In fact, even a healthcare system is there. People from Nigeria, this ICAR, one of the CGIAR institute, they used to be airlifted to the France with helicopters. Those conditions that Professor Lal worked, and he believed that in West Africa, really that the soil sustainability, food security, hunger, nutrition is the critical issues. So that is the impact Professor Lal research applies to more than 1/3 of the planet land area and 3.2 billion people, that is the 40% of the world population, affected the land degradation. Most of the soils have lost 25 to 75% of their original soil carbon, though the ideal proportion of soil carbon in the root zone is about 2%. Many of the tropical soils now have 0.1%. Of course, we are dealing many issues in some of the lectures, but I will be telling is about personal journey. Professor Lal's leadership in linking soil carbon to climate change, 3 separate United Nations climate change conferences adopted is a strategy of restoring soil health as a means to sequestering carbon. He gives to the 4 per milli, that is an initiative. Some of you must have read that recently we are negotiating, around 200 countries are negotiating at globally this concept. Lal proposal on soil health closely tie into 4 of the 17 sustainable development goals. In 2007, he was among the recognized group of Nobel Peace Prize certificate for his contributions to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that is IPCC. Dr. Lal, born in 1944 in the small farming family, that is Karyal in West Punjab, India. In 1947, when India got independence, they moved to the Punjab. Lal had the chance to study soils more upon the entering Punjab Agriculture University. He is a graduate. And then he moved MSc Agriculture. Many of you are from IRI. He also did MSc from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IRI. Then Dr. Lal boarded the flight to travel 7,000 miles to Ohio State University to pursue his PhD under the mentorship of Professor George Taylor. We have, in fact, his video. Subsequently, we are presenting video. And in 1987, from Nigeria, he moved from Ohio State University, and he mentored 112 graduate students, 34 postdoctoral researchers, and many scientists. In fact, 175 visiting scholars. And these are some of the very, very important aspects of Professor Lal. We have, sir, in India, we have Professor Lal Students WhatsApp group. Professor Lal's followers. I am also the member of WhatsApp group, and many of his followers in India, and maybe from ICAR, maybe state agriculture universities are watching on YouTube, and it is great to have you, sir. The moment we requested you, and you have immediately agreed to bless these young scientists, 37 young scientists. And as Dr. Chaudhary is telling that when NAARM is considered as a Gurukul of the ICR, that certainly this day is really remembered by these 37 participants and for next 60 to 70 years of their country's service. So thank you very much, sir, for having agreed. And we are very pleased to see you at the NAARM, actually virtually, at least in the NAARM in auditorium. And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction of the chief guest and sharing an inspiring biodata. Now I request chief guest of today's event, Honorable Professor Ratan Lalji, to address the young professionals of the foundation course. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I want to share my screen. I hope you can see this first slide. Can you see the screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rao. Thank you for your introduction. Dr. Chaudhary, Dr. Agarwal, participants of the inaugural 111 FOCARS, many colleagues from ICR. I want to thank each one of you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. I really appreciate it. It's a great honor to be of service to India in a very small way. I especially want to thank the participant of the 111th FOCARS, and I want to wish them a great success. I chose the topic of education curricula in India because I think that's relevant to this group. So I'll talk that in the context of Indian agriculture. And to begin with, I must congratulate ICR and state agriculture universities. They did a remarkable job, the greatest success story in the world, increasing food grain production from 50 million tons in 1947 to almost 300 million tons now, with the increase in population by 4.2, but increase in food grain production by a factor of 6. So my salute, my admiration, my commendation to ICR and scientists like Dr. Srinivas, of course, Dr. Swaminathan, Dr. Paroda, and many, many others who made this happen. The potential of food grain production in India is almost double of what it is now. So there is no reason for complacency, and I think we have a long way to go because the green revolution transformed image of India from a begging bowl to a bread basket, and that is something makes us all very proud. India has now become the world's second largest producer of both wheat and rice, and the largest exporter of rice because of ICR's and contribution. Last Friday, 2nd of October, was our Father of Nations 150th anniversary, and I want to take a quote from him. He said, "To forget how to dig the earth and to tend the soil is to forget ourselves." I think that says quite a lot in a very profound way. And that statement is especially relevant to sustainable development goals, which evolved from Agenda 21 in 1992 to Millennium Development Goals in 2000 and to 17 sustainable goals, which we call Agenda 2030 at the moment, which we are trying to achieve. And of course, that will be going further in many respects. Soil and agriculture are especially critical, and Dr. Srinivas mentioned that, to end hunger, to climate action, to life on land and land degradation neutrality, that our Prime Minister declared that 26 million hectare of land will be restored by 2030. And that process, of course, ending poverty, improving human health, increasing water resources and renewable energy are all part of the Sustainable Development Goals. Unfortunately, Sustainable Development Goals are not on track. I want to repeat, not on track. Globally, they are not on track, but especially in India. I hope that we can put them on the track. COVID-19 pandemic has also aggravated the situation and has become indeed a major obstacle. The food insecurity of the people affected is going to be increased from somewhere between 80 and 130 million additional to already about 700 million that are food insecure globally. And this pandemic has affected food supply chain, both in developed and developing countries. Therefore, we are really looking for nature-based solutions to putting sustainable development goals on track. And some of the things which we need to address in India, and ICR is addressing, is aware of it, many of things go back thousands of years ago. Brick making with topsoil, flood irrigation, plowing, biomass burning. Let me give you an example. The Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization, western part of the India and the Indus Valley, bricks were the main source of construction. If you did look at Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, these bricks, and unfortunately, the same bricks are used at present. This picture is from the same region, Haryana. Brick making was at that time, and it is now the same thing. Irrigation, And the biomass burning, the irrigation problem, initially we were following simple tools like Shadoof, or later on Shakia or the Persian wheel, and we have modernized it. Now we have pump. It could be diesel power, electric power, or solar power. But the basic concept of flood irrigation goes back to the same era, about 5,000 years ago. We have in a flooded rice paddy a simple technique of broadcasting fertilizers. And the fertilizer use efficiency, unfortunately, in this system, we are lucky it would be 25%. It is considered very low. The plowing, Raja Janak was plowing the field when the heroine of Ramayana we all worship, Sita Mata, about 4 to 6 millennia BC. And what we have done is, instead of bullocks, we have put the tractors in front of it. But the basic concept is still the same. Consequently, Srinivas Rao mentioned organic matter content in soils of India. Because of some of these practices, where it should be somewhere about 3% or 2% carbon, we are really about 0.1%, maybe 0.2%, especially in the northwestern part of India. And this has resulted in several issues, such as excessive irrigation, which consume 80% of the total water use. High inputs of fertilizer. India uses about 165 kilogram per hectare on a national basis, much more than that in the United States. However, the productivity of our crops, although they are very good yield, is still about 50% of what it can be, both of wheat and rice. Sustainability is threatened because of the soil degradation and contamination. Low crop biodiversity is certainly an impact. And we have a serious problem of post-harvest losses that need to be addressed, because each ton of grain saved from wastage is much better than additional ton of food grain produced. And that philosophy we must keep in mind. Recycling of bio-waste is another issue which can decrease our dependence on chemicals. Our goal, population obviously going to be 1.7 billion by 2050, per capita arable land area, which is 0.12 hectare now, will decrease by 2050, another 30 years from now, 0.07 hectare. Cropland area may decrease because of urbanization and because of many other uses, from 130 million hectare to maybe 115 million hectare. The grain production will probably go up to about 370 million tons. It's about 298 right now. But the soil degradation, which is as much as 130 million hectare, these estimates vary. Some are less than 100 million, some are more than 130 million. So let's say 130 as an example. It must decrease. It must come down to no more than 50 million hectare, hopefully less. Prime Minister Modi has said restoring 26 million hectare by 2030. I strongly support that target. In addition, there are many other things we can do. India uses 70 million hectare of irrigated land area, mostly by flood irrigation, which involves 200 kilometer cube of water. That much water by flood irrigation, especially in the northwestern part of India, which is a dry climate, arid climate, flood irrigation means the maximum evaporation losses must be decreased by micro irrigation technique. We have to change there. It's not a matter of putting solar panel and putting a diesel or electric. It's a matter of how to use the water. That's where the focus has to go. Fertilizer use, 30 million tons right now, must come down by improving the efficiency. Double the efficiency, half the total amount of fertilizer used. In-field burning of crop residue estimated now at 100 million tons every year. It must come down to zero by 2030. Pesticide use 56,000 tons must decrease by increasing the disease suppressive characteristics of the soil. Cereal yield right now on average, national average, little more than 2 tons, should really be doubled. India has the capacity to double it. Scientific knowledge. Post-harvest losses, especially of grains, about 30%. Fruits and vegetables, much greater. They must come down. Wastage, my friend, colleague, is a crime against nature. That crime must stop. No reason for food wastage. Organic manure, right now we use 200 million tons. It must go to 400 million tons by recycling rather than burning the residue, both of animal dung and of the crop residue. It can be done. We must reuse chemical. We must reduce food waste. We must increase efficiency of our inputs. And by so doing, we can completely revolutionize the environment quality in India, which needs to be done. And I think that's our goal. That brings me to the synergism that we need to bring. Consumer with producer, technology with nature, farmland with the urban ecosystems, crops with livestock, trees with livestock, with landscapes, soil with food, soil health with food, nutritional quality, and humanity with land. These are the synergism that we must bring about in our system. And one example is you have an improved varieties, an improved plant that can perhaps communicate to us. It has a large residue, not necessarily short statured variety. It has a deep root systems. Quite a lot of biomass goes into the residue and into the roots. That means the grain productivity may be slightly less. Better the reasons, stop wasting it. But that will help quite a lot in terms of when it is that kind of plant is integrated with cover crop and with mulching and with no-till, it will recarbonize the soil and the biosphere, especially if we can link that agriculture with the integration with livestock and with trees, and improving the soil carbon stock will create a disease suppressive soil which will not be so dependent on pesticide. Fertilizer will need to be used to make sure that we have a balanced nutrition. Liebig's law, called law of minimum. That means the crop yield is determined by whatever nutrient is missing. But both water and nutrient must be applied directly to plant roots, not flooded, not broadcasted, so that they are absorbed mostly. 75% of it. Remember, I said the efficiency is 25-30%. It got to double or go higher. That brings me the question of the curricula, which is really the focus of NAARM. How can National Academy of Agriculture education be improved? One part is that agriculture education is the key to strengthening human resource. Agriculture curricula, therefore, must be continuously revised and updated. And I'm really very glad that Deputy Director General of ICAR's education is here, and he gave very good comment, and a lot of efforts are being made to do that. But the goal is to prepare cadre of scientists, such as you yourself, to address emerging issues of national and global significance. That's our strategy. That's what we want to do. USA adopted way back a system called land grant university system. And its strength is that it's openness and transparency. Its accessibility, it was cheaper, economic, so that the common person can access to the land grant university. It was competitive. It was a review-based grant funding system based on, it was based on teaching evaluation of professors like myself by students. So I will be teaching classes in January, but my evaluation of the previous class will be publicized before students will register for the coming classes. That's called teaching evaluation by students and peers of the professor. And the idea is service to people. We must train cadre of young scientists whose goal is to serve people and the society. And that's what the land grant system was. Now, the system does need changes. Even the US system needs changes. For example, providing equal credit for research, extension, and teaching. So it's not that the research scientists get awards, extension and teaching should also be given those equal opportunity. We must promote involvement of younger faculty in international program. That's very important. We must globalize curricula. These days, we are faced with climate change, with pandemic, with land degradation, with water quality and scarcity. These problems do not stop at state boundaries or national boundaries. These are global issues. It's a continuum. And therefore, we must train scientists to address those issues. We must learn lessons from the failures. Whatever problems were created by intensification of agriculture to environment, quality of water, quality of air, quality of biodiversity, quality of soil, somehow we must address them. And this is how we prepare the thing. The other thing is indigenization of the curricula. And indigenization means addressing the local problem. And I give you an example here of an Indian chief, American Indian I'm talking about, talking to Benjamin Franklin. And this is what he said. But you, who are wise, must know that different nations have different conceptions of things. And you will not therefore take amiss if our ideas of this kind of education happen not to be the same with yours. We have some experience of it. Several of our young people were formally brought at the colleges of the northern provinces. They were instructed in all your sciences. But when they came back to us, they were bad runners, ignorant of every means of living in the woods, unable to bear either cold or hunger, neither know how to build a cabin, take a deer, nor kill an enemy, spoke our language imperfectly, were therefore neither fit for hunters, warriors, nor counselors. They were totally good for nothing. The message is meeting the demands of the society. Education must prepare the young people to address the societal needs. ICAR and State Agriculture University have a great success story. I've already told you that. The food grain production went up from 50 million ton to 300 million ton. That requires a salutation. Potential is higher, but also we know that India feeds 17% of the world population on 2.4% of the area and 4.2% of the water. But environment must also be improved. It's not food alone, it's not environment alone. We have to have both. We must reconcile the need to produce more and nutritional food with the absolute necessity of improving the environment. It's not either or. And this is where the curricula have to be improved. Therefore, challenges are even bigger. And the challenges lie in creating originality in thinking. Do not copy. We must have objectivity in interpretation. We must have accuracy and precision in observation. We must have integrity in scientific research. We must have accountability in our obligation. We must have a relevance in our implementation of science. We must have a collegiality, politeness, professionalism in workplace, and we must have a productivity in our promotion and tenure process. Productivity is the basis of promotion and tenure, not the number of years. It is what they did during that years. And we must have a moral neutrality in assessment of the qualification. And we must have a reductionism in generalization. These are the criteria that we have to adopt in our educational process to improve it. What are the symptoms of the mediocrity in education? Inflexibility. toward choice of program and classes, insensitivity towards societal demands, ineffectiveness in governance, inbreeding and provincialism in hiring, no competition for funding, poor reward system, lack of professional recognition of the scientists, political interference minimized, and limited transparency. These are the symptoms of the mediocrity of any educational system anywhere in the world, including in the United States. And when there is a no peer or student evaluation of teaching. These are the problems of a system wherever they exist. They must be improved and they must be removed. How do you raise the profile of agriculture profession? I must indicate the need for it. The best and the brightest students do not come to agriculture. They go to medical, they go to engineering, they go to this computer system, they go to any other thing but agriculture. And therefore, we must improve the respectability of the agriculture profession, going all the way back to the farmers themselves. At present, SAUs are not the choice of the best and the brightest. And we must get the best and the brightest to compete with other sciences. And that's what our goal has to be. Not the farming the first choice of a young and aspiring entrepreneur. In fact, every parent thinks, oh, please get out of here, go do something different than simply plowing. This trend must be rectified. And the rectification has to come giving the respectability to the profession. Even in the US, look at the salary scale of an MBBS or an MD or MBA or in engineering compared with that of agriculture and soil scientist. The difference in the salary scale are 2 to 3 times. Therefore, why would the brightest and the best come to agriculture and soil? Society has to change the value. We have to educate our policymaker. Look, Uttam Kheti. Try to put that in practice. Therefore, making research and education inclusive is another important part, inclusive. We must design curricula and research program with a diversity, equity, and inclusion lens that dismantles traditional community norms and values, including assumptions about scholastic ability, admission requirements, and curriculum structure. We must make the level playing field by flattening the earth, make sure everything is equal for everybody else. And this change is an essential prerequisite to improving the curricula in education. Basic sciences, somewhere we in agriculture think if it's an agriculture, why do we have to study mathematics, chemistry, physics, geology, and other parts? Learning mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, genetic, economics, sociology, theology, and other basics are essential to good education in agriculture. I think we should try to integrate basic sciences in agriculture curricula as much as possible. Students must be taught the importance of both basic and applied research. You cannot have simply dates and rates methods of research. They have to be based on basic principle. The education system must be broad-based, flexible, and accessible to all, especially women, especially those which are left aside, especially the marginalized segment of our society. They must have good education. They must have access. It must teach knowledge, skill, and entrepreneurship. Knowledge, skill, and entrepreneurship. How to translate what they learn into entrepreneurs, make it an enterprise. And students therefore must be taught to go back to nature for a reality check, land-based solution. They must be inquisitive, inquiring, and incredulous, and they must be creative thinkers, originality, not copying. Doesn't matter who the one person is, original thinking. And there's a difference between teaching and learning. And we heard that both from Dr. Chaudhary and Dr. Agarwal. The teaching methodology system has a focus on completing the syllabus. Let's get over it. That's not the idea. The idea, the learning methodology focuses on students learning the subject by self-study, group study, assignments, case study, and hand-on projects. And that is what the curricula should be. A college degree is not a sign that its holder is a finished product, but an indication that person is prepared for life to serve the society, to address the global issues. And that's the goal. A graduate must be closely attached with the society that he or she serves and responds to the emerging need. Urban agriculture is a very good example. Cities in India, Delhi has grown between 1950 and 2025 by a factor of 20. Calcutta factor of 5, Bombay factor of 9, Pune by 11, Hyderabad by 8, Bangalore by 14, Chennai by 6. Somewhere urban agriculture has to be a focus. We must have a goal that all these large cities, perhaps 20%, 25% of the food can be produced within the city limit by recycling the water and nutrients brought in from outside. This is a focus. Glass structures, which are primarily meant for producing food by recycling the nutrients. And there are examples in Asia. Of course, in the US, there are Chicago, New York has those things going on. That brings me to the question of integrity. Integrity is crucial to originality and objectivity. Academy is an arena where truth and ethics are the rule, nothing else. The truth and ethics are the rule. Integrity and ethics must be embedded in the curriculum through the special course systems so that they know that that's a way of life. Similar to other sciences, agricultural sciences is merely an intellectual conviction. It's a way of life. And therefore, we should prepare our scientists to be part of that way of life. Agriculture curriculum must prepare students to feel it, deeply believe in it, deeply believe that sustainable agriculture and soil and water and natural resource management is the basis of everything that we do. And that belief is what we need to create in our students. The way of life is not confined to strict office hour either. It's not 8 to 5. We must inculcate in our student the idea that 8 to 5 job, thinking, intellectual part does not shut off at 5 o'clock or on Friday afternoon. It's a way of life. Researchers and teachers must be taught work ethics and be prepared for dedication toward responsibility and commitment. Each one of us is culprit as well as victim of the environmental degradation. Each one of us is a culprit and victim, and therefore we can make a difference. Each one of us can make a difference. This job is not 8 to 5 o'clock. Therefore, in search of excellence, evaluation of teaching by students is another important aspect of improving agriculture curricula everywhere. A system which takes student achievement into account in various ways. What are our students? Where are they now? What have they done? That is a very important part. And that depends on how we teach them. Developing a mechanism to regularly upgrade the curricula regularly. A teacher should be upgrading their class cycle. Pandemic 2019. It was not part of the curricula last year. It has to be now. And if it is not now, then there's something wrong with our system. And I think this is what the flexibility is. Strengthening the link between teaching, research, and extension, all those three together, and making curricula rural realistic, because that is where still most of our people living and most of the agriculture profession is. And therefore, incorporating both sciences and human dimension and enhancing entrepreneurship, which I already mentioned, and developing linkages with industry, the partnership between science and private sector. That is an important part. I want to say something about ICAR, which I have a very high regard for. And I will tell you because why I think ICAR is the basic for India, because it brings farmers, scientists, seed distributors, agrochemical company, machinery dealers, many other private sector, food processor, packaging company, food safety, biofuel producers, risk manager, retailers, grocers. It brings all of them together. And at the same time, it also creates a restorative, eco-efficient, knowledge-based farming system. It improves soil quality, water scarcity, climate change, and resource management efficiency. It looks at consumer preferences, dietary changes, regulatory issues, environment quality, carbon and water footprint. Srinivasa Rao, especially his group, has looked into this, and respectability of the profession. And this is where research has to be innovative, cutting edge, anticipatory, and rewarding. And my friend, that's what ICAR is. And that's the way we have to project the image of ICR: innovative, cutting edge, anticipatory, and rewarding. And on the other side, what should ICR look like? Education: strategic, transformative, resource skillful, effective in teaching, and agriculture profile raising, and managerial skill. And this is what we call streamlining of ICR. Streamlining ICR. You got one objective and the other objective. And under the leadership of Dr. Mahapatra, Dr. Chaudhary, Dr. Agrawal, Srinivasa Rao, many other, this chart is really the image and future of ICR. Soil and human health, we have to link together. So long as one feeds on food from unhealthy soil, unfortunately, even the spirit will lack the stamina to free itself from the prison of the body. This philosophy sounds very similar to Hinduism and Buddhism. Since soil is the basis of all human life, our only hope for a healthy world rests on re-establishing the harmony in the soil we have disrupted by our modern methods of agronomy. And I showed you some examples of those. For the soil to remain fertile, we have to return to it everything that's taken from it. That was Justice von Liebig. You may remember IUSS gives the highest award called the Liebig Award. Lastly, I would like to leave a message with our 111th FOCARS and the previous 110 as well. And that's a poem by Alan Drumgold. And it's about an old man. And that old man was not me, but I'm in that class. And this is how it goes. An old man going down a lone highway came at the evening cold and grey to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear for him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a friendly pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength in building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again shall pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build this bridge at eventide? The builder lifted his old grey head. Good friend, in the path have come, he said. There followed after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been a knot to me, to that fair-haired youth might a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I'm building this bridge for him. In education, we must build bridges. We must teach our students how to build bridges across caste, religion, creed, state, national, international boundaries. And this pandemic era teaches us that more than ever before, the need for building bridges. I wish you all a great future ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your word of wisdom and motivation, and not only to the professionals but to all of us. I'm sure we will rise up to the occasion as we always have been doing. We all will rededicate ourselves for the cause of Indian agriculture and for the cause of smallholder farmers of India. Thank you so much for being part of us in this event. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request Honorable Director of the Academy to felicitate the chief guest with because we are organizing virtually with few words of gratitude, and also afterwards kindly request you to deliver the presidential address. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this scintillating message through slides and the life and the way forward for life. Very much nice, very nicely explained, and also how nicely you explained the about ICR, that is Indian Council of Agriculture Research. And many of us don't realize that a beautiness and kindness of ICR, and you have put very strongly that what is ICR. And also the thing is that the academy, you guided that building the bridges for the future, maybe sustainability, maybe ecosystem sustainability, or any kind of sustainability. You said that through last slide, bridges are made for the future. Sir, your kind messages are taken, and not only the faculty and across the country who are watching, and also most importantly, these 37 brilliant scientists who have joined in the Indian Council of Agriculture Research as ARS scientists. They will be contributing to the farmers and the society as you suggested, the way you have presented, and also the way you have served the world and many countries, the way you have felt how science can serve the society. Thank you very much, sir. Though it is a virtual meeting, we would have loved to felicitate in a great way, and hope sooner the situation comes, and whenever you will be traveling to India sooner, and we would love to have you at Academy, and you are also encouraging in many ways this Academy, and maybe several academic activities you are part and you are guiding, and nevertheless, we all would like to, from NAARM side, and also Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICR, from the side of Dr. Trilochana Mahapatra, Secretary DG, Secretary DARE and DG ICR, we are really thankful for your mesmerizing presentation, as you always do. Sir, certainly Academy, certainly we make every these 3 days, 90 days, we will utilize them to develop these scientists holistically. How to develop a best researcher initially, then gradually how to move towards a team builder, then how to build a research leader, and for all the means to serve the country. And the part of important aspects were inculcated: ethics in agriculture, ethics in science, and we have made certainly maybe taken as an example like Brahma Kumaris, maybe Isha Yoga Foundations. So all holidays are being used for this kind of activities. So we would like to see that these young scientists will be serving as we expected, and we all live to your expectation. Thank you very much, sir. And also, most importantly, our colleague has said that with this 37 number, we have reached around 6,500 scientists, FOCAR scientist foundation course. In fact, our sanctioned strength of ICR scientists is 6,000. It means one generation has crossed that first batch of a foundation course, In fact, they have retired. And this is the latest batch. Of course, some of our colleagues have mentioned the very unique number of 111. So here, each one of us some certain number. For example, I am from 40th batch. Our DG is from 39 batch. Dr. Chaudhary must be having some other batch, maybe 37, 38. So you are from 111 batch. So this 90 days training, certainly we believe that on the guidance, perhaps the wisdom and the suggestions you have said that we will try to implement, try to make this foundation course as best as possible, as expected as possible by you, sir. Once again, our deep felicitations to you, sir, from NAARM, National Academy of Agriculture Research Management, on behalf of all faculty, all the training scientists, and thank you very much, and big thank you very much.
Now I request Dr. Krishnan Pandian, Principal Scientist and Course Director, to share the word of thanks.
Very good evening, all. So with this, we come to the close of our very cherished inaugural function of the 111th FOCAS. At this moment, first of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Professor Ratan Lal, for having spared his time, and it was a blessing for us to have a person of his stature to join us for this grand function. And in fact, this pandemic has given us a great opportunity. In a normal circumstance, we should not have imagined to have a person of his stature to be joining us, along with the two DDGs, over a dozen directors, and then many other luminaries who have joined us through Zoom and then YouTube Live. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And I also thank our guests of honor, DDG NRM, DDG Education, for sparing his time and then addressing the participants. I thank all the dignitaries who have joined live in this program. And I thank our director, joint director, for his for both of their guidance and inspiration all through. I thank all our faculty members and the entire team NAARM for making this event a grand success, and very especially to this wonderful batch of 37 probationers for staying this long. And your first day is going to be a memorable day, I'm sure. So thank you all, and wish you a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Lal sir. Dr. Ratan Lal ji, thank you. Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
So nice of you. So kind of you. Looking forward to see you once again in another program. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Request all of you to rise for national anthem, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all, and particularly the delegates who have joined us live. Thank you so much. Special thanks to our DDG Education for even hosting this session from the headquarters. Right? Thank you so much, sir.
डॉक्टर साहब ये एंड में कैसा हो रहा है? हाँ चल रहा है वही एंड में कैसा हो गया?
अरे नमस्कार राघवेंद्र साहब।
अरे भाई आई हूँ मेरी जिंदगी में तुम बहार बन के, मेरा दिल में यूं ही रहना तो प्यार प्यार बन के।
क्या बात है क्या बात है। हाँ सर बेंगलोर में हो?
हाँ बेंगलोर में रूम में बैठा हूँ। हाँ सुनो।
अच्छा
हाँ
चलिए